Good morning. Let's talk about chaos. Let's talk about what chaos we're facing today. Let's be honest with ourselves. The world is complex, and it is full of chaos. We could talk about some of the global and macro conditions that we're facing. Obviously, we're just coming out of a pandemic. We have this inflationary environment. We have a nuclear power that just invaded a democratic neighbor. Tons of chaos in the world around us. And then we have the chaos that's perhaps a little bit more limited to our sector. You, as a sales team, selling into this recessionary environment. Or is it not a recessionary environment? Will it be a soft landing, a hard landing? What's going to happen with interest rates? You're going through a merger, right? A lot of time already this morning talking about that. There's all sorts of chaos that's happening at both a global and a local being to your company level. Now, I'm a big believer that chaos is an equal opportunity disruptor, okay? The chaos that you are facing is also being faced by your competitors. What that means is there's opportunity amidst that chaos. Opportunity to accelerate, just like the theme of this conference says. But in order to accelerate through that chaos, we first have to understand it. So let's talk about how we understand chaos.
You hit a moment, and you're at first you're discombobulated. You don't know what's going on, but then you convince yourself that I've seen this before. I have a plan for this. Let me go pull this plan off the shelf. We're going to apply this plan in this moment. That's where this gets really, really dangerous, because if there is no precedent for what you're experiencing, the plan that you're pulling off the shelf is likely not going to work. And because you've convinced yourself that you've experienced this, now you have this sense of confidence that is misplaced, right? You're overconfident in your ability to meet that moment. You're not approaching that moment with humility, with a willingness to learn how it's unique, and that can lead to dramatically bad outcomes.
And in that moment of consequence, when experiencing that chaos on the battlefield, the tactics didn't really matter that much, but the stories did, because they knew that we would do everything in our power to live up to that legacy that came before us, and that we would use that as inspiration to pull ourselves forward, to find the courage, and to make the right decisions, regardless of what the tactical book said. It was the stories that inspire Marines to courage and to overcoming any obstacle on the battlefield. It's not the tactics. So think about what storytelling can do for you, and I can promise you it translates into the work that you're doing just as much as it translated onto the battlefield.
If you treat your people like a hero in that story, if you help them to understand the impact that they have on that plot, where they find value in who they are, you give them a name, you give them background, they'll show up every day and they'll put in hero level effort for your company. I truly believe that.
The best organizations take everything that we've talked about and use it to empower elements of their team from top to bottom. And when you can invert that, when you can give the people that have the information the authority, that's when you can operate in a chaotic or uncertain environment faster, with more agility and with more resilience than your competitors. So that's the takeaway I really want you to have for today. This is the summation of what we spoke about. Let's figure out how we can empower your people with what we spoke about to move faster in the environment that you're facing over the next 12 months, 18 months, or 15 years. So thank you so much for bringing me in today. It was such a pleasure to join you, and best of luck in the rest of 2023. Take care.